Welcome to a soothing journey through the wizarding world, where imagination takes flight among enchanted creatures. In this gentle tale, we'll wander past forests, rivers, and skies, meeting 100 magical beings, from the tiniest guardians of trees to the majestic rulers of flame and shadow. Each description is told slowly, with care, weaving together their origins, their wonders, and the quiet mysteries they carry. As the rhythm settles, let these creatures guide you toward stillness, their stories soft as moonlight and steady as a heartbeat. Whether you drift off quickly or linger for a while, you'll find yourself carried into dreams by the gentle magic of their world. Owls hold a place of honor in the wizarding world, serving not only as messengers but as companions. Their silent wings cut through night skies, delivering letters and parcels across great distances. Unlike Muggle Post, Owl Post is reliable, discreet, and almost magical in its own right. Each owl has its own personality, some loyal and affectionate, others proud and aloof. Hedwig, snowy and graceful, embodied more than utility. To Harry, she was a symbol of freedom and friendship, carrying letters that connected him to a world where he truly belonged. Her intelligence and loyalty stood out, proving that magical creatures often carried hearts as large as their wingspans. In wizarding households, owls are treated with respect. They are fed well, given comfortable perches, and valued as members of the family. Some wizards even specialize in breeding rare species, from tiny scops owls to imposing eagle owls. Their presence in the magical world underscores the importance of connection, of communication that bridges distance. When imagining owls, one can almost hear the gentle rustle of feathers and the quiet hoot beneath starlight, a sound that speaks of journeys, messages, and the reassurance of being remembered. Their presence brings a calm assurance, reminding us of bonds that endure even across distance. Cats are among the most common familiars chosen by young witches and wizards, and their presence at Hogwarts is almost as familiar as the castle itself. Sleek, independent, and endlessly curious, they weave through corridors and common rooms with the air of rulers rather than pets. Crookshanks, Hermione's half-Kiesel cat, demonstrated just how perceptive they can be. With his squashed face and bottle-brush tail, he immediately distrusted Scabbers, who was later revealed to be Peter Pettigrew. Crookshanks showed that cats see beyond surface appearances, their instincts tuned to truths hidden from human eyes. Beyond companionship, cats offer protection from pests like doxies and gnarls, and their Kiesel ancestry allows some to sense suspicious or untrustworthy people. In wizarding folklore, they are linked to witches of old, often appearing in stories as guides or guardians. Their presence at Hogwarts recalls this long tradition, where cats slip between the worlds of comfort and mystery. To watch a cat in the wizarding world is to see elegance made flesh, paws soft upon stone floors, eyes glowing with secrets, whiskers twitching at unseen currents. They bring both affection and independence, curling beside fires yet vanishing into shadows. In their quiet, they embody balance, reminding us that companionship can also mean freedom. Though less glamorous than owls or cats, toads have their own quiet charm within wizarding society. Once common companions for Hogwarts students, they often serve as a gentle introduction to magical responsibility. Their plump bodies, cool skin, and steady eyes make them symbols of patience and endurance. Neville Longbottom's toad, Trevor, was more notorious for escaping than for staying put. Yet even in his frequent disappearances, Trevor represented Neville's journey, awkward, overlooked, yet persistent. Many toads are similarly unassuming, content to rest in damp corners or croak softly by moonlight. Toads are valued in potion making. Their skins, secretions, and even their presence can lend potency to brews. Ancient magical texts list them as vital ingredients in charms and rituals. In folklore, toads are tied to transformation, wisdom, and resilience, bridging earth and water. While not every wizard prizes them, toads embody lessons in care. Their needs are simple, fresh water, quiet places, occasional insects, yet their stillness offers a reminder of grounding. Amid the chaos of spells and studies, tending to a toad teaches attentiveness and patience. The steady croak of a toad beneath the stars is a lullaby of its own, anchoring restless thoughts with its rhythm. Humble, enduring, and quietly magical, toads show that wonder is not always found in brilliance, but sometimes in calm persistence. Few creatures inspire awe as hippogriffs do. With the body of a horse and the head, wings, and talons of an eagle, they radiate majesty. Proud and noble, they demand respect, requiring a bow before one approaches. To earn a hippogriff's trust is to be judged worthy by a creature of dignity. Buckbeak, introduced during Harry's 3rd year, embodied this magnificence. His powerful wings carried riders across the lake, his talons gleaming, his feathers rippling in the wind. When Harry bowed, Buckbeak bowed back, cementing a bond of mutual respect. This moment taught the class that pride and courtesy are not limited to humans. Hippogriffs graze on insects and small mammals, nesting in wide-open fields or near mountains. They are fiercely protective of their young and loyal once their trust is gained. Wizards who mistreat them risk savage retaliation, for hippogriffs are creatures that demand fairness above all. Legends surrounding them speak of journeys between worlds, of guides carrying riders not only across lands but into dreams. Their presence in the wizarding world is both practical and symbolic, a reminder that dignity is earned through respect. To close one's eyes and imagine wings beating against sky is to feel freedom itself. The phoenix is a creature of fire and renewal, its life a cycle of death and rebirth. When old age comes, it bursts into flame, only to rise anew from its ashes. In this endless cycle, the phoenix symbolizes resilience, hope, and eternity. Fawkes, Dumbledore's loyal phoenix, saved Harry in the Chamber of Secrets with tears that healed venom and with strength that lifted him from despair. His song stirred courage and comfort, echoing with purity that soothed fear. To hear a phoenix sing is to feel the weight of sorrow lifted, replaced by calm resolve. Phoenixes are rare, found in distant deserts or sacred mountains. They are fiercely independent yet bond deeply with those they choose. Their feathers are powerful magical components, used in wands including Harry's and Voldemort's, whose twin cores tied their destinies together. In legend, phoenixes are said to carry prayers on their wings, their flames purifying sorrow. Wizards view them as omens of fortune, symbols of both endings and beginnings. To picture a phoenix is to imagine fire without heat, light without pain, a bird whose presence warms the soul. Their very existence is a lullaby of renewal. Whatever burns away may yet be born again, brighter and stronger. House-elves are small, magical beings bound by enchantments to serve wizarding families. With large eyes, bat-like ears, and high voices, they are easily recognized, yet their lives are often overlooked. They wield powerful magic, often stronger than ordinary wizard spells, though they are rarely free to use it as they wish. Dobby, perhaps the most famous, stood out for his independence. Loyal, brave, and devoted to Harry, he broke free from servitude and chose his own path. His sacrifice at Malfoy Manor underscored the depth of his courage and the injustice of his kind's bondage. House-elves prepare feasts at Hogwarts, tend fires, and keep the castle spotless. Most accept their role gladly, though some, like Winky, struggle with freedom when given it. Their culture is steeped in traditions of loyalty, pride, and service, yet beneath it lies potential for choice and dignity. They embody both comfort and complexity, beings capable of immense care, yet caught in a system of servitude. Their presence reminds us that kindness can break chains, that respect can restore dignity. In their quiet work, they represent humility, devotion, and the possibility of change. Their loyalty, when freely given, becomes one of the purest forms of magic. Thestrals, skeletal winged horses with leathery wings, dwell on the edge of perception. Invisible to most, they can only be seen by those who have witnessed death and accepted it. Their presence carries both fear and comfort, for they embody life's most profound mystery. To many, they seem eerie, with hollow eyes and bony frames, yet those who earn their trust know them as gentle, intelligent, and loyal. At Hogwarts, they draw the carriages carrying students to the castle, unseen by many, silently guiding journeys. Harry first saw them after Cedric's death, their visibility a mark of grief and understanding. Luna Lovegood, ever attuned to life's hidden truths, helped him see that Thestrals are not symbols of doom, but of acceptance. They remind those who ride them that loss is not an end, but a transition. In battle, Thestrals are fierce, their wings beating with silent strength. In peace, they graze quietly, shadows among trees. To picture them is to stand at twilight, sensing shapes just beyond sight, both unsettling and strangely calming. Their existence whispers that grief and acceptance are part of the same path. They remind us that seeing what others cannot is both burden and gift. Acromantulas are giant spiders, intelligent and terrifying. With bodies spanning several feet and voices that hiss in human tongue, they dwell in dark forests, spinning webs as thick as rope. Aragog, the elder of their kind, lived deep within the forbidden forest, a creature both feared and respected. Hagrid raised Aragog, proving that even monstrous creatures could bond with humans through care. Yet, acromantulas remain dangerous. They are carnivorous, swarming prey with countless legs and glistening fangs. Their venom is precious for potion making, though harvesting it is perilous. Legends describe them as cursed creations, bred to guard treasures or terrify foes. Wizards approach them with extreme caution, for their colonies can overwhelm even skilled fighters. Still, within their terrifying presence lies a strange fascination. Their webs shimmer with dew, vast structures of order in wilderness. For those who fear them, acromantulas embody nightmares. For those who respect them, they are teachers of caution, persistence, and community. To imagine an acromantula is to step into a shadowed forest, where branches snap underfoot and countless eyes watch from above. Their presence sends shivers, yet their role in the magical world is undeniable. They remind us that fear, too, has its place in wonder. The basilisk is one of the most fearsome magical creatures, a serpent of monstrous size whose gaze can kill. Hatched from a chicken's egg beneath a toad, it embodies unnatural creation, a blending of chance and dark intent. Its scales gleam green, its eyes burn yellow, and its hiss echoes like doom. In Hogwarts' Chamber of Secrets, one such beast slumbered for centuries, unleashed only by the heir of Slytherin. Its venom is among the deadliest substances known, capable of destroying Horcruxes. Yet even in legend, the basilisk is more than monster. It is a symbol of hidden power, lying dormant until called forth. Though terrifying, the basilisk inspires awe. To face it is to face mortality itself, reflected in its killing gaze. Yet Harry defeated it with courage and with help the sword of Gryffindor, Fawkes's healing tears. The story reminds us that even the greatest dangers can be met with bravery. Legends tie basilisks to trials of vision. To see and survive them marks one as transformed. They embody the peril of unchecked ambition, the danger of power without compassion. Their slithering presence and imagination chills the air, yet also fascinates. In fear, they awaken awe, a reminder of mortality and courage. Centaurs are half-human, half-horse beings, proud and enigmatic. Dwelling in the forbidden forest, they live apart from wizards, guided by celestial signs and deep traditions. With bows in hand and eyes lifted to the stars, they see patterns others overlook. Firenze, who once taught divination at Hogwarts, embodied their wisdom. Unlike many of his kin, he chose to share knowledge with humans, though it cost him exile from his herd. Through him, students glimpse the centaur's way, that the heavens reveal truths, but interpretation requires humility. Centaurs resist interference in human affairs, believing destiny unfolds as the stars decree. Yet they protect their forest fiercely, standing against threats when balance is broken. Their presence commands respect, for they embody both wild strength and ancient wisdom. In dreams, to imagine centaurs is to walk beneath a canopy of leaves, while stars gleam above. Their hoofbeats echo like drums of time, steady and eternal. They remind us that while human lives rush forward, the universe moves with patience. Centaurs, watchers of the skies, whisper that meaning is found not only in action but in perspective, in lifting one's eyes to the eternal. Few creatures capture the imagination like dragons. Vast wings, scales harder than steel, and fiery breath make them the apex of magical beasts. Every region has its own breed. The Hungarian horntail with its spikes and temper, the Chinese fireball with its scarlet scales, the Norwegian ridgeback with its unpredictable nature. Each dragon embodies both danger and majesty. In the Triwizard Tournament, Harry faced a horntail, its roar echoing like thunder, flames scorching stone. To outwit such a beast was not only a test of skill but a confrontation with awe itself. Dragons demand respect, for they cannot be tamed, only managed. Wizards study them, trade in their parts, and marvel at their strength. Dragon heartstring, used in wands, carries power drawn from these titans. Yet despite centuries of fascination, dragons remain largely mysterious. They prefer solitude, nesting in remote mountains or volcanic craters. To picture a dragon is to feel heat radiating from unseen fire, to hear wings beat like storm winds. They embody untamed power, ancient and eternal. In the wizarding world, they remind us that some forces are too great to master. They can only be respected. Graceful and swift, winged horses soar across skies with manes streaming like banners. They come in several breeds. The powerful thestral-like Abraxans, massive enough to pull carriages, the elegant Aethonans with chestnut coats, and the pale, elusive Granian prized for their unmatched speed. Madame Maxime's Beauxbatons carriage was drawn by giant Abraxans, each the size of an elephant, fed on single malt whiskey. Their sheer presence left onlookers awestruck, a reminder that magical travel can be as majestic as it is practical. Winged horses are symbols of freedom, often depicted in wizarding art as companions of heroes. Their temperaments vary, some wild and unmanageable, others loyal once bonded. Care requires respect, patience, and skilled handling. Breeders raise them with pride, often entering them into races or displays. To dream of winged horses is to imagine journeys unbound by roads, to feel air rushing past and clouds parting. Their flight is not only transport but liberation. In their eyes glimmers the strength of earth and the lightness of sky, a union of grounded power and airy grace. They remind us that imagination itself can sprout wings, carrying us wherever wonder leads. The thunderbird, native to North America, is a creature of storm and spirit. With vast wings that shimmer with shifting patterns, it can create thunder with a flap and summon rain as it soars. Revered by wizards and indigenous cultures alike, it embodies weather's wild majesty. In Fantastic Beasts, Newt Scamander rescued a thunderbird named Frank, smuggled illegally across borders. Frank's loyalty helped save New York when his storm washed away corruption, restoring balance. His presence showed that even mighty beings can be allies when treated with care. Thunderbirds sense danger, reacting to threats before they appear. Their feathers, used in wand cores, produce unpredictable but powerful magic. Wizards who bond with them find themselves tied to forces beyond control, partners in storms rather than masters. To imagine a thunderbird is to picture wings spreading across the horizon, lightning tracing their edges, thunder rolling in their wake. They embody cleansing and renewal, storms that frighten yet nourish. In their flight, we are reminded that tempests are not only destruction but also renewal. Rain that clears, thunder that awakens, lightning that illuminates. Their call echoes in dreams like distant storms, stirring awe and reverence. The Akami is a serpentine, winged creature with shimmering scales that shift from turquoise to violet. Native to the Far East and India, it is fiercely protective of its eggs, which are made of pure silver. Its most remarkable trait is coronaptixis, the ability to expand or contract to fit available space. Akamis can stretch to room-filling size or curl into teacups. This adaptability makes them both wondrous and dangerous, for in defense of their young they can be ferocious. Yet to those who watch them glide, wings glittering like liquid light, they are breathtaking. In wizarding lore, Akami eggs have tempted many, their silver shells fetching high prices. But to steal from an Akami is perilous, for their rage is swift and merciless. Newt Scamander's gentle approach revealed their intelligence, showing that even fiercely territorial creatures can be soothed by patience. To envision an Akami is to imagine coils shimmering like rivers of jewels, wings unfolding with fluid grace. They embody adaptability, teaching that resilience is not always force, but the ability to change shape with circumstance. Their presence lingers like a dream of endless space, where beauty and danger intertwine in iridescent flight. The golden snidget is a tiny, fragile bird with whirring wings and a long, delicate beak. Once hunted nearly to extinction for sport, its glittering feathers and swift darting flight made it a prized but endangered species. In wizarding history, the snidget was once used in Quidditch matches. Released into the air, it was pursued by players until caught, often resulting in the bird's injury or death. Its golden color and quick movements later inspired the enchanted golden snitch, which replaced the bird and spared its species further cruelty. Snidgets are now protected, bred in sanctuaries, where their glittering flight can be admired without harm. Their movement is dazzling, darting unpredictably, glowing like sunlight trapped in feathers. To see one in imagination is to glimpse wonder distilled into delicate form, a spark of light with wings. They embody fragility, resilience, and the responsibility wizards carry toward magical creatures. Their presence reminds us that beauty is not meant for possession but for protection. Like fleeting dreams, snidgets cannot be held tightly. They can only be cherished in flight. Their soft hum and golden glimmer soothe the heart, whispering that gentleness can be its own form of magic. The whooper is a vividly colored bird whose feathers blaze in hues of orange, pink, lime, or yellow. Its appearance is striking, a living rainbow in flight. Yet its most curious trait is its song, endlessly cheerful, yet dangerously maddening. Prolonged exposure can drive listeners insane, so responsible owners must use silencing charms. Despite this, whoopers are beloved by collectors. Their feathers are prized for quills, their eggs for patterns. In wizarding lore, they symbolize joy tinged with caution, delight that must be tempered with care. Some stories say their song represents truths too overwhelming for minds to bear. Others treat them as reminders that not all beauty is harmless. To picture a whooper is to imagine a burst of color against the sky, dazzling and joyful. Its presence can lift moods instantly, its fluttering feathers like confetti scattered by wind. Yet behind the joy lies danger, a reminder that intensity, even of beauty, must be approached with balance. Their flight is like a carnival in the sky, vivid yet fleeting. To fall asleep imagining them is to drift into dreams painted with brilliant hues, softened by silence, safe from the madness their song might bring. The diricawl is a plump, flightless bird covered in soft feathers. Known to muggles as the extinct dodo, it possesses a remarkable magical gift, the ability to vanish in a puff of feathers and reappear elsewhere. This talent saved it from true extinction, though muggles believe it gone. Diricawls waddle clumsily on the ground, yet their vanishing makes them elusive. Wizards protect them in secrecy, enjoying their comical appearance and gentle temperament. They pose no threat, living on fruits and seeds, their lives quiet and unassuming. Their role in wizarding folklore is one of mischief and resilience. Tales speak of diricawls reappearing in kitchens to steal food or vanishing mid-chase, leaving predators baffled. Their feathers, scattered in their disappearance, are sometimes used in charms of evasion. To dream of diricawls is to imagine escape from danger by gentle means, survival through disappearance rather than combat. They embody the idea that sometimes vanishing is strength, that safety can come from quiet retreat. Their waddling steps and sudden vanishing act create a soothing paradox, clumsy yet clever, ordinary yet extraordinary. They remind us that even what seems lost may still endure, hidden and safe. The fire crab is a magical creature that combines strangeness and charm. Its shell gleams with jewel-like patterns, coveted by collectors, while its defensive ability is extraordinary. When threatened, it shoots jets of flame from its rear. Native to Fiji, fire crabs inhabit sandy beaches and hidden coves. Sanctuaries protect them from hunters, for their shells are highly valued. Wizards who breed them must obtain special licenses, ensuring their survival against exploitation. Fire crabs feed on vegetation, digging with stubby legs and basking in warm sunlight. Despite their fiery defense, they are otherwise gentle, plodding about with calm persistence. In magical lore, fire crabs symbolize hidden defenses. Harmless in appearance, they carry within them fire enough to repel danger. Their shells, glittering like mosaics, inspire both admiration and greed, but they remain creatures of peace when left undisturbed. To imagine a fire crab is to sit on a quiet beach at dusk, watching jeweled shells glimmer as small bursts of flame crackle harmlessly into sand. They remind us that beauty often comes with hidden strength, and that even the humblest creatures carry sparks of fire. Their presence in dreams is like embers glowing softly, comforting rather than threatening. The jobberknoll is a tiny, speckled blue bird that lives quietly, unnoticed, for its entire life. It makes no sound until the moment of its death, when it emits a long cry composed of every word and noise it has ever heard, played backwards. This eerie farewell fascinates wizards. Jobberknoll feathers are used in truth serums and memory potions, their connection to recollection and honesty profound. Their final cry is seen as both unsettling and wondrous, the sum of a life expressed in sound. In daily life, jobberknolls are shy, feeding on insects, hiding among trees. They draw little attention, existing in gentle obscurity until their final moment. Their symbolism is rich. They embody memory, the way every moment leaves an imprint, even if unspoken. Their silence is deceptive, for within them lies an archive of sound. To imagine a jobberknoll is to see a quiet bird perched unnoticed, carrying secrets in stillness. At life's end, it releases them in one strange, beautiful cascade. They remind us that even the quietest beings have stories, that silence is not absence, but a reservoir. Their presence lulls the mind, encouraging reflection on the quiet traces each day leaves behind. The doxy, sometimes mistaken for a fairy, is a small, dark creature with extra sets of arms and legs and sharp, venomous teeth. Covered in coarse hair, they are less delicate than fairies, with temperaments to match. Doxies infest draperies and nooks, their buzzing wings betraying their presence. Their bites are painful, requiring antidotes, but they are more nuisance than danger. Wizards encountering infestations often resort to doxycide, a special spray to drive them out. Despite their bothersome nature, doxies have a peculiar charm. Their resilience and tenacity give them a role in magical folklore as tricksters and survivors. In Harry's world, the Weasleys once dealt with a doxy infestation, their black, beetle-like forms buzzing angrily. Even in such moments, humor mingled with frustration, turning nuisance into memory. To imagine doxies is to hear faint buzzing, to picture small, dark shapes darting mischievously. They embody persistence, the way even the smallest creatures carve space for themselves. Their presence in dreams is like faint murmurs at the edge of thought, harmless when distant, bothersome up close, yet always a reminder of life's small interruptions. They show that magic is not only grand, but also hidden in tiny, buzzing corners. Grindylows lurk in the depths of lakes and ponds, their pale green bodies and long fingers adapted for ambush. With sharp teeth and a fondness for dragging unsuspecting victims underwater, they are feared by swimmers and studied with caution. In the Black Lake, Harry and his peers encountered them during the Triwizard Tournament's second task. Their grasping hands reached for ankles, trying to pull contestants into darkness. Yet, despite their menace, Grindylows are not unbeatable. They can be repelled with force and cleverness. Grindylows serve as symbols of hidden dangers beneath calm surfaces. The water may appear still, yet threats can wait just below. Their presence warns of vigilance, of respecting depths that conceal both beauty and peril. In their own way, they are guardians of the lake, maintaining balance by hunting small fish and creatures, though their aggression makes them enemies of humans. To imagine them is to feel a cool current, to sense unseen fingers brushing past. Their presence in dreams is unsettling yet instructive, reminding us that fear often lives just beneath still waters. They embody caution, the lesson that even the most peaceful surfaces can hide trials. Merpeople dwell in the depths of lakes and seas, forming societies beneath the waves. At Hogwarts, they inhabit the Black Lake, where they live in stone dwellings and cultivate their own culture. Unlike the fairy tale versions sung of by muggles, These beings are fierce, their features sharp, their voices eerie in the air but beautiful underwater. During the Triwizard Tournament, Harry encountered them guarding hostages in the second task. Their stern authority underscored their role as protectors of their domain. They allowed no meddling, enforcing their laws with spears and song. Merpeople symbolize independence, thriving unseen beneath waves. Their world is parallel to the wizarding one, yet separate, shaped by its own rules and traditions. Wizards who earn their trust may learn their songs, though few do. To imagine merpeople is to picture torchlight glowing underwater, illuminating faces with hair flowing like seaweed. Their music, muffled above, resonates below, haunting and soothing at once. They embody both distance and kinship, reminding us that life thrives in realms we rarely glimpse. In dreams, they appear as guardians of hidden places, their presence teaching respect for other worlds that touch our own. The Kelpie is a shape-shifting water demon, most often appearing as a horse. Its mane drips with riverweed, its eyes gleam with wild hunger, and it lures riders onto its back before plunging them into the depths. Only a bridle made of enchanted hair, the bridle of a Kelpie, can control it. The Loch Ness Monster is said to be the world's largest Kelpie, endlessly shifting and surfacing to stir legends. Wizards know its true nature, though they maintain secrecy, allowing Muggle myths to flourish. Though dangerous, Kelpies are part of the natural order of lakes and rivers, embodying wildness that cannot be domesticated. Their trickery serves as both warning and lesson. Appearances deceive, and trust must be earned carefully. In wizarding art, Kelpies often appear as shadowy horses emerging from water, both beautiful and ominous. Their shape-shifting mirrors the mutability of water itself, at once alluring and perilous. To imagine a Kelpie is to stand by a misty riverbank, hearing the splash of unseen hooves, feeling temptation pull like a current. They embody caution guardians not of treasure, but of boundaries, keeping rivers and lakes as domains not to be claimed recklessly. Boggarts are shapeless beings that take on the form of a person's greatest fear. Found in dark cupboards or underbeds, they feed not on flesh but on dread. Their power lies in perception. What one fears they become. Lupin's lessons at Hogwarts showed that laughter defeats them. The ridiculous charm twists fear into comedy, shrinking dread into absurdity. Neville Snape, in A Grandmother's Dress, remains one of the most famous examples. Boggarts remind us that fear itself is the monster, and perspective the weapon. By shifting the way we see, we shift the power it holds. They are guardians of shadowed places, forcing wizards to confront inner terrors. Yet, in their menace lies opportunity. To laugh is to disarm, to acknowledge fear without being ruled by it. To imagine a boggart is to face a closed wardrobe, heart quickening, waiting for the door to open. Yet beyond that moment lies release, a burst of laughter that dissolves dread. In dreams, boggarts can appear as shifting shapes, flickering between worry and humor. They embody the truth that even fear has a lighter side, and that shadows fade when met with joy. Dementors are cloaked figures of despair, gliding silently and draining warmth from the air. They feed on hope and happiness, leaving emptiness behind. Their kiss, the removal of the soul, is a fate worse than death. Stationed at Azkaban, they maintain control through terror. Yet their presence corrupts, for even guardians can become oppressors when power is built on fear. Harry's encounters with them revealed how vulnerable joy can be, and how strong resistance must be to endure. The Patronus charm, a spell of light and memory, stands against them. In Harry's stag Patronus, we see the triumph of hope, a reminder that love and joy are not easily extinguished. Dementors embody shadows within and without, They are guardians of prisons, but also mirrors of depression, teaching that strength lies in recalling happiness even when the world feels empty. To imagine them is to feel frost spreading, breath catching, warmth slipping away. Yet in that darkness, the glow of a Patronus shines brighter. In dreams, Dementors are both terrors and teachers, pressing us to find inner light. They remind us that even the coldest night carries the promise of dawn. Patronuses are radiant guardians born of pure memory. Conjured by focusing on joy, they take shape as silvery animals, unique to each witch or wizard. Some are corporeal, distinct in form, while others are mere shields of light. Harry's stag, Lily's doe, Snape's matching reflection, each reveals deep truth. Patronuses are not chosen. They are discovered, shaped by spirit. They guard against Dementors, driving them back with light drawn from within. Casting a Patronus is difficult, requiring not only skill but emotional resilience. To summon one is to gather happiness so strong it takes form, becoming protector and guide. Beyond defense, Patronuses symbolize connection. They carry messages, reveal loyalties, and mirror souls. In them, joy becomes tangible, reminding us that hope itself is a force. To imagine a Patronus is to watch silver light spiral into shape, delicate yet powerful. In sleep, they resemble dream guardians, radiant forms keeping nightmares at bay. Their presence is a comfort, teaching that even in shadow, joy can stand guard. Patronuses embody resilience, living proof that memories of love and laughter are more powerful than despair. They are guardians not only of the body but of the spirit. Nifflers are small, burrowing creatures with long snouts and a keen attraction to anything shiny. Mischievous and playful, they dig through pockets and cupboards alike, filling their pouches with coins, jewels, and trinkets. Despite their nuisance, they are valued for their skill in locating treasure. Goblins in particular prize their abilities, using them to unearth precious metals. In Fantastic Beasts, Newt's Niffler provided comic relief, scattering coins and jewels in chaotic trails. Their fur is soft, their eyes gleam with mischief, and their antics are both exasperating and endearing. Though not guardians in the traditional sense, their presence reminds us that protection can come through joy, distracting fear with laughter. To imagine a Niffler is to see tiny claws scrabbling, snout twitching, treasures glinting. They embody curiosity, the instinct to seek wonder in small, sparkling places. In dreams, Nifflers scatter silver and gold across the mind, creating paths of glitter that lead toward delight. Their guardianship is light-hearted, reminding us that protection is not always stern. Sometimes it is found in the sparkle of joy. Mooncalves are shy, gentle creatures with pale skin and large, bulging eyes. They emerge only during full moons, dancing on hind legs in fields and leaving behind intricate patterns. Farmers cherish them, for where mooncalves dance, crops thrive. Their diet is simple herbs, grasses, and leaves, and their behavior harmless. Wizards who care for them must be attentive, for their nocturnal habits make them elusive. Their dung, especially, is prized for magical plants, enriching soil with unusual potency. Mooncalves embody innocence and quiet wonder. Watching their moonlit dances is said to bring peace, their movements graceful and unearthly. Newt Scamander described them with fondness, emphasizing their role in magical ecosystems. To picture a mooncalf is to imagine silver light on fields, pale forms leaping gracefully, eyes wide with wonder. Their presence is soothing, their dances rhythmic as lullabies. In dreams, they appear as companions of the moon, guiding sleepers into calm. They remind us that even in the dark, there are beings who thrive gently, whose presence nurtures. Their guardianship lies in subtlety, protecting through blessing fields and calming spirits. They embody the magic of quiet nights under a full moon. The erumpent is a massive, rhino-like creature with thick skin and a horn that contains volatile fluid. When it pierces objects, the fluid causes explosions, making the erumpent both dangerous and awe-inspiring. Despite their power, erumpents are not aggressive unless provoked. They are drawn to bright lights and perform elaborate mating dances. In Fantastic Beasts, Newt's encounter with one in New York revealed both its might and its comedic charm. Erumpents embody restrained strength. Their danger lies not in malice but in sheer force. Wizards respect them from a distance, harvesting horn and fluid cautiously, for misuse is catastrophic. To picture an erumpent is to see a massive form silhouetted against twilight, horn glowing faintly, eyes calm yet alert. They embody patience paired with explosive potential. Their guardianship is paradoxical. Immense strength paired with gentleness until pushed. They remind us that power need not be unleashed recklessly, that restraint is itself protection. In dreams, erumpents are symbols of hidden strength, of potential waiting in silence. Their heavy steps echo like drums of the earth, steadying the heart even as their horn glimmers with warning. Trolls are towering, brutish creatures, their strength unmatched by wit. With thick hides, lumbering steps, and clubs in hand, they embody raw force. They dwell in mountains, caves, and forests, their tempers quick and their minds slow. At Hogwarts, a mountain troll once rampaged through the castle, only to be bested by first-year courage. This encounter highlighted both their danger and their simplicity. They can be outwitted, distracted, or lulled by spells, but never reasoned with. Despite their violence, trolls are woven into magical society, their hides used for armor, their clubs infamous in folklore. They embody primal power, destructive yet straightforward. To imagine a troll is to hear heavy footsteps echoing in caverns, to feel ground shake with each stride. Their presence is unsettling yet strangely grounding, reminding us of the raw, unshaped strength of nature. In dreams, trolls loom like mountains, frightening but also solid, immovable. They embody challenges that can be overcome with cleverness rather than force. Though not gentle guardians, their role is clear. They are tests, gatekeepers of paths where only courage can pass. Their presence whispers that strength is not always victory. Wit and unity can triumph. Cornish pixies are tiny, electric blue creatures, notorious for chaos. With shrill laughter and nimble wings, they delight in mischief. In Chamber of Secrets, Gilderoy Lockhart's lesson ended in pandemonium when his cage of pixies erupted, scattering books, pulling ears, and smashing glass. Despite their size, pixies are surprisingly strong, capable of lifting objects many times heavier than themselves. Their chatter is high-pitched, often unintelligible to humans, but unmistakably gleeful. They embody pure mischief, not malicious, but disruptive. To imagine them is to hear shrieks of laughter in rafters, see small blue forms darting like sparks. In folklore, pixies are reminders that even small beings can create large disturbances. They thrive on attention, finding joy in overturning order. Yet beneath their antics lies cleverness. They are quick-witted, always one step ahead. In dreams, pixies represent unruly thoughts, distractions that pull focus, but also remind us not to take life too seriously. Their chaos can be frustrating, but also liberating, a breaking of stiffness with laughter. To fall asleep thinking of pixies is to imagine a sky filled with gleaming blue lights, harmless troublemakers whose tricks fade into gentle amusement. They embody mischief as magic, disruption as play. Leprechauns, native to Ireland, are small humanoid creatures associated with luck, laughter, and illusions. Covered in green attire with mischievous grins, they are masters of trickery. Unlike house elves, they have no interest in servitude. Unlike goblins, they do not covet wealth. Instead, their gold is illusory, vanishing after a time. At the Quidditch World Cup, Irish mascots conjured showers of golden coins, thrilling the crowd until the coins melted into nothingness. Their tricks are light-hearted, more playful than cruel. Leprechauns symbolize the fleeting nature of wealth and joy, illusions meant to entertain rather than deceive. They embody celebration, often appearing in festivals or gatherings with laughter and song. To imagine them is to see green sparks flitting in fields, hear laughter carried on wind, watch gold glitter before vanishing. They remind us that delight can be temporary and still meaningful. In dreams, leprechauns bring cheer, scattering illusions that dissolve softly, leaving behind warmth rather than disappointment. They embody humor as protection, mischief as joy. Their role in magical culture is gentle but vital guardians of mirth, tricksters whose illusions remind us not to cling too tightly to fleeting treasures, but to savor moments while they last. Chisperfles are tiny, crab-like parasites drawn to magic. Barely a 1/20th of an inch long, they infest wands, cauldrons, and household items, feeding on residual spells. Their presence is more nuisance than danger, though infestations can weaken magical tools or even cause explosions if unchecked. Resembling miniature crabs with fangs, they are nearly invisible until in large numbers. They thrive, particularly in Muggle homes, where electrical wiring provides additional energy. Wizards who study them must use magnification charms to observe their behavior. In folklore, Chisperfles embody the idea that even the smallest creatures can cause disruption. Their persistence is both frustrating and oddly admirable, a reminder that magic attracts not only wonder but opportunists. To imagine them is to picture tiny sparks crawling unseen across wood, faint scratching sounds in wands, or cauldrons bubbling unexpectedly. In dreams, Chisperfles embody the distractions of daily life, little irritants that nibble at focus. Yet their presence also reminds us that imperfections are part of magic, that even grand enchantments leave crumbs to be consumed. Though pests, they are part of magical ecosystems, tricksters not through malice but through persistence, reminders that no system is entirely without flaws. Horklumps resemble pink, fleshy mushrooms sprouting from the earth, covered in coarse black bristles. Though seemingly harmless, they are invasive, spreading rapidly through gardens. Gnomes relish them as food, but for wizards, they are pests, overrunning soil and choking plants. Their deceptive appearance, more fungus than creature, makes them oddities in magical zoology. Yet they are living beings, moving slowly underground, extending roots, and feeding on earthworms. Left unchecked, they can overtake entire lawns, leaving wizards scrambling to control infestations. Horklumps embody sly mischief, guardians of gardens not through protection but disruption. Their persistence frustrates but also fascinates, as they blur the line between plant and beast. To imagine them is to picture soft mounds rising in soil, bristles twitching faintly in moonlight. They evoke the humor of small inconveniences, mischief rooted rather than flying. In dreams, Horklumps represent slow-growing troubles, irritations that spread if ignored. Yet they are comical too, pink lumps wobbling quietly, offering absurdity as well as annoyance. Their role is humble but clear, tricksters of the soil, feeding gnomes, testing gardeners, and proving that not all mischief is noisy. Some spreads quietly beneath the surface until noticed. Gnomes are small, potato-headed creatures that infest wizarding gardens. With knobby feet and squeaky voices, they burrow tunnels, uproot plants, and create chaos. Their presence is irritating to gardeners but entertaining to children. The Weasleys taught Harry and friends the art of denoming, grabbing a gnome by the ankles, swinging it in circles, and tossing it over a hedge. Though comical, this method reduces infestations, as the dizzy creatures wander off for a time. Despite their nuisance, gnomes are hardy and amusing. They chatter and squeaks, nip when handled, and quickly return once forgotten. They are tricksters of soil, not malicious but persistent. To imagine them is to picture round heads popping from earth, eyes glinting mischievously, small voices muttering complaints. In dreams, gnomes embody light-hearted obstacles, troubles that can be solved with humor rather than worry. They remind us that not every irritation is grave. Some are best handled with laughter. Though unwelcome in gardens, they are part of wizarding charm, symbols of domestic mischief. Their antics fill stories and memories, proof that magic is not only grandeur but also the comical persistence of small, stubborn lives. Gnarls resemble ordinary hedgehogs but are far more suspicious. Offering them food is dangerous, for they interpret kindness as trickery. In retaliation, they destroy gardens, uprooting plants, and causing havoc. This paranoia makes them notorious among wizarding families. To Muggles, they appear as normal hedgehogs, indistinguishable until offended. Wizards must tread carefully, for Gnarl's mistrust is legendary. Despite their destructive tendencies, Gnarls symbolize self-protection. Their quills and suspicion embody defense taken too far, where caution turns to hostility. They are tricksters, in that their reactions are unpredictable, born of imagined threats rather than malice. To imagine a gnarl is to picture a hedgehog sniffing cautiously, then suddenly overturning flower beds in a frenzy. Their small size belies the scale of their havoc. In dreams, gnarls embody the hazards of miscommunication, good intentions mistaken, kindness rejected. Yet they also teach patience, reminding us that trust cannot be forced. Their presence is both frustrating and comical, protective yet excessive. They remind us that not all mischief is external. Sometimes it arises from our own guardedness, our own inability to see generosity for what it is. Redcaps are small, goblin-like creatures that lurk in ruins and battlefields. Unlike playful tricksters, they are malevolent, thriving where blood has been shed. They attack weary travelers with iron-shod clubs, delighting in cruelty. Their caps are dyed crimson with the blood of victims, hence their name. Though frightening, red caps are not invincible. Clever witches and wizards can repel them with defensive spells. Their menace lies more in ambush than strength, using fear and shadows as weapons. In folklore, they are reminders of the lingering danger in violent places, echoes of past conflict embodied in small but vicious forms. To imagine them is to picture dark ruins, silence broken by the shuffle of small feet, glint of iron, and gleam of red cloth. Their presence unsettles, embodying cruelty born of history. In dreams, red caps are manifestations of old wounds and lingering fears, shadows that feed on pain. Yet like boggarts, they are diminished by courage, their small size betraying their limited power. They embody trickery with a darker edge, guardians of haunted places not by choice but by nature. Their menace warns travelers to respect the past and tread carefully where blood has fallen. Kappas are water-dwelling tricksters from Japanese folklore, carried into wizarding lore. With monkey-like bodies, fish scales, and hollowed heads filled with water, they lurk in rivers, preying on the unwary. Their strength comes from the water in their heads. Spill it and they weaken. Kappas delight in mischief, from drowning victims to demanding cucumbers carved with names as offerings. Wizards learn to trick them with bows, forcing them to spill water by returning the gesture. Though dangerous, they embody cunning rather than brute force. They are clever guardians of rivers, embodying both peril and wit. To imagine a kappa is to picture ripples breaking on calm surfaces, a shadowy figure waiting beneath. Their grins are sharp, their eyes gleaming with amusement and hunger. In dreams, kappas symbolize trickery that can be overcome with cleverness. They remind us that not all threats demand strength. Some require understanding of lore, respect for tradition, and wit in response. Their presence lingers in stories as both warning and lesson. Tricksters whose power lies in deception, whose weakness lies in ritual. They embody the thin line between danger and humor in magical waters. Hippogriffs are small, gray-skinned creatures resembling stones with legs. They stalk travelers, crouching and blending into the ground until followed for hours. Their magic induces despair, sapping will and leaving victims vulnerable. Once their prey collapses, hippogriffs attack with sharp teeth. Their trick is subtle. They do not strike immediately, but wear down resolve, feeding on hopelessness. They are tricksters of patience, predators of spirit more than body. In folklore, hippogriffs embody the weight of discouragement, the way despair can grow unnoticed until overwhelming. Wizards repel them with laughter, dancing, or bursts of sudden cheer, antidotes to gloom. To imagine them is to see stones shifting slightly as footsteps pass, shadows following invisibly. Their menace is quiet persistence, relentless as doubt itself. In dreams, hippogriffs symbolize worries that follow, shadows that seem small but grow heavier the longer they linger. Yet their weakness is reminder, joy is stronger. They embody trickery not through noise but silence, not through chaos but despair. Their lesson is profound, that even when hope seems drained, laughter can banish shadows, turning stones back into harmless pebbles underfoot. Imps are small, dark creatures resembling miniature humans with mischievous grins. Unlike fairies, they lack wings, relying on cunning and pranks. They thrive in marshes and ditches, reveling in mischief that frustrates rather than harms. Imps delight in pushing, tripping, and misleading travelers. Their humor is crude but harmless, often leaving victims annoyed rather than endangered. Wizards often capture them for classrooms or as curiosities, though their restlessness makes them troublesome. They embody trickery as play, not malice. Their pranks remind wizards not to take small frustrations too seriously. To imagine them is to picture tiny figures cackling as they dart behind reeds, pulling at cloaks, scattering belongings. In dreams, imps represent minor annoyances: the lost sock, the misplaced quill, the candle blown out at the wrong moment. Yet they also embody levity, reminding us that life's irritations can be laughed at, that not every misstep requires anger. Their presence in magical folklore is consistent, always meddlesome, rarely cruel. They are symbols of disorder's lighter side, guardians not of treasure but of perspective. Mischief is their gift, and though it may irritate, it also entertains, proving that even tricksters have roles in brightening the world. Unicorns are among the most revered creatures in the wizarding world. With gleaming white coats, spiraled horns, and luminous presence, they embody purity and innocence. Young foals are golden, maturing to silver, and only in adulthood do they become the radiant white of legend. Their blood holds powerful magic, sustaining life even at terrible cost, while their hair and horns serve as prized potion ingredients. Yet harming a unicorn is considered a grievous crime, one that taints the soul. In the Forbidden Forest, Harry encountered a unicorn slain for its blood, a moment of chilling beauty and dread. The scene underscored the sanctity of these beings, whose presence is both blessing and responsibility. To imagine a unicorn is to see moonlight reflected in a silver mane, hooves soft against moss, horn glowing faintly. Their presence calms, inspiring awe rather than fear. In dreams, unicorns symbolize healing, purity, and grace. They embody the idea that strength can be gentle, that majesty need not be violent. They are rarities not simply because they are scarce, but because they embody qualities seldom preserved in a harsh world: innocence, light, and unyielding beauty. Guardians of forests, symbols of wonder, they remain timeless. Graphorns are hulking beasts native to mountainous regions, with grayish-purple hides tougher than dragon skin and two long curved horns. Their wide mouths, tentacle-like protrusions, and aggressive temper make them both feared and respected. Endangered and reclusive, Graphorns are difficult to tame, yet Newt Scamander succeeded in winning one's trust. Their horns are valuable in potion making, though harvesting them contributes to their dwindling numbers. Wizards who care for them must practice patience, for brute force only earns hostility. They embody majesty through might, a rarer symbol of power grounded in endurance. Unlike dragons, their strength is defensive, their thick hides turning aside spells and weapons. They represent resilience, born of survival in harsh terrains. To imagine a Graphorn is to picture misty peaks, heavy footprints pressed into soil, the gleam of horns under storm clouds. Their presence is formidable yet dignified. In dreams, they embody strength paired with solitude, endurance born from isolation. They are guardians of highlands, teachers of patience in facing immovable obstacles. Graphorns remind us that rarity does not always glitter. Sometimes it is stone gray, scarred, and enduring. Their majesty lies not in spectacle but in quiet, unyielding survival. The Zhou, a towering feline from Chinese mythology, is among the rarest creatures Newt encountered. With multicolored mane, tiger-striped body, and enormous size, it appears terrifying at first glance. Yet despite its might, it is gentle when treated kindly. Capable of crossing thousands of miles in a day, the Zhou embodies swiftness beyond comprehension. In Fantastic Beasts, one appeared in captivity, distressed until Newt calmed it with a toy. Its playful response revealed its true nature: fierce in appearance, tender in heart. The Zhou symbolizes misunderstood majesty. Its presence challenges assumptions. What appears monstrous may be compassionate. What appears wild may long for companionship. To imagine a Zhou is to see vibrant fur shifting in waves, paws heavy as thunder, eyes glowing with intelligence. Its mane glimmers in countless colors, a walking rainbow of strength. In dreams, Zhouwus embody freedom, carrying sleepers across impossible distances in a single stride. They are guardians of journeys, protectors of the lost. Their rarity lies not just in scarcity but in meaning reminders that greatness is not always fierce and that compassion can dwell within overwhelming power. The Zhou is majesty made gentle, rarity made radiant. The basilisk, known as the king of serpents, is a creature of terror and awe. Bred by dark wizards through forbidden practices, it can grow immense, its gaze killing instantly. Yet beyond the chamber of secrets, its lore extends deeply. Eggs of serpents hatched under toads are said to birth basilisks, though such acts are outlawed. Their venom is among the most potent in existence, capable of destroying horcruxes, while their fangs alone are prized for their magical potency. Despite their lethal power, basilisks are also symbols of ancient majesty, creatures tied to myth and legend. They embody forbidden grandeur, majesty turned deadly. To imagine a basilisk is to see eyes glowing yellow-green in darkness, scales whispering against stone, breath hissing in corridors. Their presence fills space with dread and awe. In dreams, basilisks symbolize fear magnified, obstacles that feel insurmountable, yet they also remind us of bravery, of Harry facing the serpent with sword and courage. Their rarity lies in taboo, in the impossibility of lawful breeding. They embody both fascination and fear, majesty that demands respect, reminding us that some wonders are too dangerous to pursue without cost. The moke is a small silver-green lizard with an extraordinary talent. It can shrink at will, becoming nearly invisible to avoid danger. Mokes are shy, found in gardens and forests, and valued for their skin, which is used in pouches that expand internally while appearing small on the outside. This magical property makes mokes part of everyday wizarding life. Though not grand in size, their rarity lies in subtlety. They embody hidden strength, their shrinking not weakness but survival. To imagine a moke is to see sunlight glimmer on leaves, a flash of green vanishing between shadows. They are tricksters of survival, teachers of discretion. In dreams, mokes embody retreat, the wisdom of stepping back when threatened. They remind us that vanishing does not mean surrender, but strategy. Their majesty is quiet, their rarity understated. Unlike dragons or unicorns, they do not blaze with spectacle. Instead, they slip into absence, rare precisely because they avoid attention. The moke's gift is humility, proof that wonder is not always loud. Their shrinking mirrors the way small things carry vast significance, just as their skin hides limitless space within. The demiguise, a gentle, ape-like creature with long silvery fur, embodies invisibility and foresight. Native to the Far East, they are peaceful, feeding on plants and avoiding conflict. Their most famous trait is precognition, the ability to foresee probable futures, making them nearly impossible to catch. Their fur is highly prized for crafting invisibility cloaks, though harvesting it ethically requires care. Newt Scamander's companion, demiguise, Dougal, showcased their patient, caring nature, especially toward baby Akamis. The demiguise symbolizes patience, rarity found not in spectacle but in stillness. Their foresight teaches that outcomes shift with choices, that the future is fluid. To imagine one is to picture soft, silver hair flowing like mist, eyes dark and knowing, movements deliberate. Their presence soothes, embodying wisdom beyond words. In dreams, demiguises embody acceptance, the ability to see worries as passing clouds, to recognize that futures shift endlessly. They are guardians of calm, protectors of possibility. Their majesty is understated, their rarity tied to their very elusiveness. They remind us that the greatest wonders may hide in gentleness, that true vision requires not force, but stillness, patience, and understanding. The chimera is a fearsome rarity, born of myth and nightmare. With lion's head, goat's body, and dragon's tail, it is as dangerous as it is majestic. Few have survived encounters, and slaying one is remembered as heroic. Native to Greece, chimeras embody wild fusion, strength multiplied by diversity. Their ferocity makes them nearly impossible to domesticate, Tales of wizards who tried are short and tragic. Despite danger, their rarity inspires fascination. They are living myths, embodiments of untamed creation. Their parts lion, goat, dragon symbolize courage, stubbornness, and power united. To imagine a chimera is to hear a lion's roar echo through mountains, feel heat from dragon fire, and see horns gleaming in shadow. Their form is chaotic, yet strangely balanced, a harmony of ferocity. In dreams, chimeras embody trials, challenges that combine obstacles at once, demanding courage and wit together. They are guardians of impossible tasks, symbols of the complexity of life's tests. Their rarity lies in survival. Few who meet them live to tell the tale. They embody majesty of the fiercest kind, a reminder that awe often walks hand in hand with fear. Ashwinders are slender, pale gray serpents born from magical fires left unattended. They slither through ashes, leaving trails of glowing embers, and lay eggs that burn with dangerous heat. These eggs must be frozen quickly or risk igniting fires. Though dangerous, ashwinders are delicate, living only an hour before disintegrating into dust. Their brief lives make them symbols of impermanence, flames given form for but a moment. Their eggs, however, are prized for powerful love potions and charms. Ashwinders embody fragility paired with peril. They are creatures of transition, fleeting sparks born of negligence yet leaving behind treasures of immense value. To imagine one is to see serpentine forms coiling through embers, scales glowing faintly, heat radiating with each movement. Their presence is eerie but captivating, fire given sudden life. In dreams, ashwinders embody fleeting passion, moments of intensity that vanish swiftly. They remind us that beauty can be dangerous and that carelessness has consequences. Their rarity lies in their fragility. They are not grand beasts of legend, but ephemeral sparks, majestic in brevity, wondrous in the reminder that all flames burn briefly before fading into night. The quintupt, or hairy macboon, is a five-legged beast found only on the Isle of Dreer. Covered in coarse red hair, with sharp teeth and relentless aggression, it is one of the most dangerous rarities. Legend holds it was once a wizarding family, cursed into beastly form after feuding with rivals. Whether true or not, the quintuped's hostility is unmatched. No attempts at domestication have succeeded, and the ministry classifies the island as unplottable to prevent accidents. They embody rarity through isolation, confined to a single place, untamed and unrepentant. Their existence is both warning and wonder-proof of magic's power to transform and its inability to reverse some curses. To imagine a quintupt is to picture a shaggy mass lunging through rocky terrain, five legs pounding, jaws snapping with ferocity. Their presence is wild, untouchable. In dreams, quintupeds embody hostility that cannot be reasoned with, challenges that must be avoided rather than conquered. They are guardians of forbidden places, teachers of caution. Their rarity lies not only in numbers but in mystery. They embody majesty warped, a family story turned into legend, a living myth confined forever to one distant island. Acromantulas are giant, intelligent spiders bred by wizards and later banned for their danger. Aragog, Hagrid's companion, introduced Harry to their colony in the Forbidden Forest, a society of massive arachnids whose language was woven from clicks and clatters. The colony was not simply a swarm, but a family bound by loyalty to Aragog. Their size, venom, and fangs made them lethal, yet their fear of the basilisk showed their vulnerability. Their lore emphasizes fear as survival. Though terrifying, they are not mindless. They embody intelligence, alien to human empathy, living by their own rules. To imagine the colony is to picture hundreds of eyes glinting in torchlight, legs tapping against soil, whispers of hunger echoing between trees. In dreams, acromantulas embody overwhelming fears, anxieties that seem too vast to face. Yet they also teach respect for the unknown and the reminder that fear has its place. Their rarity lies in society itself, creatures of nightmare bound together in community. They are legends not for one spider, but for the web of life they spin together, a majesty as unsettling as it is awe-inspiring. Werewolves embody both curse and legend. Humans bitten during a full moon transform into wolf-like creatures, losing reason and succumbing to feral instincts. Their plight is as much social as physical, for stigma isolates them even in human form. Remus Lupin gave the condition humanity, showing kindness and brilliance even while bearing the curse. Fenrir Greyback, by contrast, embraced savagery, targeting children to spread fear. Together, they show the spectrum of what a werewolf can be, victim or villain. The transformation is agonizing, bones twisting, skin tearing, voices replaced by howls. Wolfsbane potion allows retention of sanity, though few brew it successfully. In folklore, werewolves represent duality, human and beast, reason and instinct. They are reminders that darkness may dwell within, yet also that compassion can coexist with curse. To imagine a werewolf is to see silver light on fur, hear mournful howls cutting through night, and feel the tension of humanity battling wildness. In dreams, werewolves embody inner conflict, struggles between civility and impulse. Yet they also remind us that empathy transforms perceptions, that even cursed beings can embody loyalty, wisdom, and love. Their legend endures because they mirror humanity itself, flawed, dangerous, yet redeemable. Vampires dwell at the edge of wizarding folklore, shrouded in allure and fear. With pale skin, sharp fangs, and aversion to sunlight, they prey on blood, embodying hunger, eternal. Yet, in magical society, they are not myths but marginalized beings. Sanguini, glimpsed at a slug club party, reminded readers that vampires coexist. Though often ostracized, they inspire both fascination and prejudice, existing between superstition and reality. Their allure is tied to their elegance. Unlike werewolves, vampires retain intellect and charm, their menace disguised by sophistication. They represent hunger cloaked in civility, danger masked by allure. To imagine one is to see candlelight on alabaster skin, eyes glimmering red, smiles concealing sharpness. They are figures of beauty that unsettle, grace entwined with peril. In dreams, vampires embody temptation, desires that drain if unchecked. They remind us of hidden hungers, the seduction of indulgence, yet they also symbolize survival in shadow, beings enduring centuries by adaptation. Their rarity lies in mystery seldom spoken of, rarely seen. They are legends not because they are gone, but because they remain unseen, moving silently through centuries, whispering to the imagination with every shadowed smile. Skinwalkers are legends rooted in Native American folklore, carried into wizarding tales with reverence and fear. These beings shift into animal forms, but unlike animagi, their transformations are tied to dark magic and taboo. Their presence embodies blurred boundaries between human and beast, but unlike werewolves, they retain intent. Their danger lies in deceit, for they can mimic familiar forms while hiding malice. In wizarding culture, they remain distant legends, spoken of in hushed tones. They embody mistrust, stories meant to caution travelers against what wears familiar skin but conceals hidden danger. To imagine one is to see an animal glance back with human-like eyes, movements slightly wrong, gaze unsettling. Their presence is uncanny, the ordinary turned eerie. In dreams, skinwalkers embody fears of betrayal, masks hiding truths. They remind us that appearances can deceive, that trust must be earned carefully. Their rarity is symbolic legends less about frequency than meaning. They are dark mirrors of animagi, proof that the same gift can be corrupted. Their majesty lies in myth's power, the way stories shape perception and warn against dangers that hide behind beloved forms. In fairy are corpses reanimated by dark magic. Unlike ghosts, they have no will, serving only the command of the caster. Their lifeless eyes and jerky movements terrify, reminders that even death can be desecrated. In the cave where Voldemort hid a Horcrux, Harry and Dumbledore confronted them, pale bodies rising from water, countless arms dragging, chill spreading in waves. Fire repelled them, for warmth and life are their weakness. In fairy embody terror of lifelessness animated. They are not alive, not dead, but twisted mockeries. Their menace is not power but multitude, overwhelming through numbers. To imagine them is to see pale hands breaking water, hear silence heavy with the absence of thought, feel cold that smothers. In dreams, Inferi embody anxieties of futility, the fear of being controlled, of life stripped of will. They remind us of the importance of autonomy, the sacredness of rest. Their rarity lies in taboo few dare create them, for their existence horrifies even the darkest. Yet their legend endures, proof that even magic's darkest corners cannot fully erase life's sanctity, only corrupt it temporarily. The Lethifold, or living shroud, is a rare and terrifying creature resembling a shadowy cloak. At night, it glides silently over sleepers, smothering them without leaving trace. Found in tropical regions, it is considered one of the most dangerous beings catalogued. Its appearance is deceptively simple, a thin, dark sheet moving as if alive. Yet its hunger is absolute. Victims vanish without sound, remembered only in fear. Patronesses are the sole defense, tying the Lethifold to dementors in both menace and vulnerability. Their rarity lies in stealth. They leave no record but absence, no footprint but grief. To imagine one is to picture fabric shifting in moonlight, air stirring faintly as a silent shadow glides. Their menace is suffocating, presence unspoken. In dreams, Lethifolds embody anxieties of unseen dangers, fears of being consumed without notice. Yet their defeat by Patronus reminds us that joy and hope banish even the darkest silence. They are legends whispered in tropical nights, feared precisely because they are seldom seen. Their majesty is dark, rooted in mystery, shadows alive with hunger. They are reminders that light is precious and vigilance vital. Nogtails are small demonic creatures resembling piglets with thin bodies and long legs. They sneak into farms, suckling from sows, and curse the herd with blight and weakness. Farmers dread them, for their presence dooms entire generations of animals. Catching a nogtail requires purity, for only a black dog can chase it away. This tradition ties wizarding folklore to Muggle superstition, blending myth and magic. Though small, nogtails embody corruption disguised as innocence. Their piglet form is misleading, their menace hidden until too late. To imagine one is to picture narrow limbs moving in shadows of barns, glowing eyes watching slyly, mischief turned malevolent. In dreams, nogtails symbolize hidden burdens, small problems that spread unless confronted. They remind us that vigilance is needed, that corruption often wears disguises of vulnerability. Their rarity lies in cunning, for they thrive where unseen. They embody majesty warped, trickery sharpened into curse. Farmers' tales keep them alive in memory, warnings whispered to protect fields and families from their creeping influence. Erklings, native to Germany, are small elf-like beings with sharp teeth and high-pitched laughter. They lure children into forests, delighting in causing harm. Their eerie cackling is said to entrance, drawing victims closer. Ministry regulations restrict them, but their legend endures as cautionary tales. They embody predatory mischief, childlike in size but deadly in intent. Their menace lies in contradiction, laughter that conceals hunger, playfulness masking cruelty. They remind us that not all joy is safe, that some mirth hides malice. To imagine one is to hear laughter echo in empty woods, see sharp eyes gleam in shadows, feel unease as play turns to peril. In dreams, Erklings embody warped innocence, reminders that appearances deceive. They symbolize dangers cloaked in fun, lessons about vigilance and trust. Their rarity lies in cultural weight. Figures from German folklore, given magical form, they are legends carried by fear and memory, guardians of cautionary tales. Majestic in their menace, they remain timeless symbols of how stories warn, how laughter can unsettle as easily as it can comfort. The Karkadan, hailing from Persian legend, resembles a rhinoceros with a long, curved horn. Fierce and territorial, it charges with unstoppable force, feared by all who cross its path. Yet in rare tales, music calms it, softening its fury. Its presence in magical lore embodies duality violence, subdued by harmony. Unlike unicorns, its majesty lies in raw strength, horn lowered in defiance of all. To imagine one is to see dust rise as hooves pound earth, horn gleaming like ivory scythe, eyes burning with power. Its body is massive, its will untamed. In dreams, Karkadans embody the collision of strength and vulnerability. They remind us that even the fiercest rage can yield to gentleness, that even unstoppable power has keys to peace. Their rarity lies in paradox beasts of fury tamed by melody, monsters softened by beauty. They symbolize the balance of wildness and art, the truth that even legends of might are not immune to grace. The runespore is a three-headed serpent from Africa, striking in orange and black stripes. Each head has distinct traits. One plans, one dreams, one critiques. Together, they embody unity of thought, though often in discord. Their eggs are prized for potion making, though harvesting them is dangerous. Wizards who study them learn of their strange psychology, the way each head symbolizes aspects of mind. They embody majesty through multiplicity, wisdom fractured into parts. Unlike the basilisk, their menace is not death, but complexity. To imagine a runespore is to see three heads weaving in tandem, eyes glowing differently, voices hissing in argument. They are creatures of conversation within themselves, constant debate made flesh. In dreams, runespores embody inner conflict, the way minds argue between logic, vision, and criticism. They remind us that greatness often emerges from discord, that unity can be forged from struggle. Their rarity lies in symbolism, in the way they embody the mind's trinity. They are legends, not only of serpent power but of thought itself, reminders that complexity is natural, and that even argument carries majesty when balanced. Selkies, also known as waterfolk, dwell in the depths of lakes and seas. With scaly gray skin, long hair, and haunting voices, they embody both beauty and eeriness. At the Black Lake, Harry encountered them during the Tri-Wizard tournament. Their society was ordered, complete with villages, spears, and laws. They symbolize duality, alluring in song, yet fierce when threatened. Unlike mermaids of fairy tales, Selkies are not meant to charm, but to challenge, guardians of watery domains. To imagine one is to see pale faces through shifting currents, hear songs vibrating through water, feel the weight of cold pressing against skin. In dreams, Selkies embody the pull of the unknown, the mysteries beneath surfaces. They remind us that other worlds exist beneath calm waters, unseen but thriving. Their rarity lies in secrecy, dwelling where humans seldom go. They are legends of depth, rulers of silent kingdoms. Selkies remind us that the sea is more than waves. It is a world alive with voices, both welcoming and wary. Their majesty flows not from glittering charm, but from independence, resilience, and the truth that beauty may also bear teeth. Shrikes are spiny fish found in the Atlantic Ocean, their bodies lined with barbs sharp enough to shred fishing nets. Legend holds that they were created by wizards to punish Muggle fishermen who insulted magical creatures. Their purpose makes them embodiments of vengeance, guardians of seas against exploitation. Though small compared to sea serpents, their menace lies in numbers. Swarms of shrikes can devastate boats, leaving wreckage drifting. They symbolize retaliation, the sea's quiet warning against greed. Unlike gentle creatures, shrikes embody justice through pain, a reminder that actions ripple outward. To imagine shrikes is to picture schools of fish darting like shards of glass, water alive with glimmers of sharp edges. Nets shred instantly, silence broken only by splashes. In dreams, shrikes embody consequences. They remind us that disrespect invites response, that the ocean itself defends its own. Their rarity lies not in grandeur but in purpose. They are legends tied to morality, lessons made flesh in fin and spine. Their majesty is sharp, not soft, ensuring the sea is honored. Shrikes endure as myths of retribution, tiny yet formidable guardians of the ocean's dignity. The fire crab, native to Fiji, resembles a large tortoise with jeweled shell. Its back glimmers with embedded gemstones, making it a target for poachers. Yet its defense is spectacular. It shoots flames from its rear, a comical yet deadly trait. Their rarity lies in dual nature, beauty that invites greed, and fire that punishes intrusion. Fire crabs embody nature's balance, jewels paired with peril. Conservationists guard fire crab reserves, recognizing their role as more than curiosities. They are treasures alive, shells radiant under sun, flames bright against sea spray. To imagine one is to picture beaches glowing with jeweled shells, sparks flying as creatures burrow in sand, gems glinting like constellations. In dreams, fire crabs embody resilience. They remind us that beauty often requires defense, that treasures are seldom unguarded. Their flames are lessons. Majesty must be respected. Their legend flows from irony, that one of the most beautiful creatures also embodies comic danger. Yet their place endures, rare beings that turn beaches into glittering fortresses. Fire crabs are living jewels, reminders that rarity is fragile, requiring both protection and respect. Their majesty lies not only in fire but in enduring through beauty. Merpeople are among the most widespread aquatic beings, their forms shifting across regions. In Hogwarts's Black Lake, they appear gray-skinned and rough-featured, more fearsome than fairy tale depictions. In warmer waters, they may appear closer to human, with brighter colors. Their clans embody culture, with music, laws, and traditions. They are not simply creatures but societies, intelligent and proud. Their relationship with wizards is cautious, rooted in mutual respect and mistrust. To imagine them is to see spears glinting underwater, hear songs carried through currents, and glimpse villages carved from stone. In dreams, merpeople embody otherness, the reminder that civilizations thrive beyond sight. They challenge assumptions, revealing that beauty lies not only in the familiar but also in the strange. Their rarity lies in perspective seldom seen, often misunderstood. They are legends because they live apart, thriving in their own ways. Merpeople clans remind us that majesty is not uniform. Their many forms mirror humanity's diversity, proof that wonder wears countless faces. They remain voices of the deep, guardians of their world, singing songs that echo through water, reminding dreamers of unseen kingdoms. The sea serpent is one of the grandest aquatic legends, vast in size, with scales glistening like waves. Its serpentine body coils endlessly, eyes glowing like lanterns beneath the sea. Tales describe them rising from oceans, waves crashing as coils breach the surface. Yet despite their fearsome size, sea serpents are not always hostile. They embody mystery, their lives vast and hidden. Their rarity lies in scale creatures so immense they reshape the sea itself. Sightings are fleeting, for they prefer depths far beyond human reach. To imagine one is to see horizon broken by massive arcs, water roaring as tails strike, silence resettling as they vanish again. In dreams, sea serpents embody the unknown, challenges too vast to measure. They remind us of humility, that the sea is larger than imagination. Their majesty flows from sheer presence, rarity tied to impossibility. They endure not as daily reality but as whispers of travelers, myths of sailors, echoes of fear and awe combined. Sea serpents remind us that even oceans hold secrets beyond comprehension. Their legend is not about danger alone, but the vastness of creation, the truth that wonder is always larger than what is known. The hippocampus, half horse and half fish, glides through seas with elegance. Its forelegs and head resemble a stallion, while its tail flows like silver-scaled fish. Native to Greece, it embodies myths turned tangible. Wizards sometimes harness hippocampi to draw carriages across seas, though their untamed nature resists domestication. They symbolize duality, bridging land and sea, freedom and restraint. To imagine one is to picture waves parting around galloping hooves, tail flashing like sunlight through water. Their manes drift like seaweed, their eyes gleam with curiosity. In dreams, hippocampi embody harmony. They remind us that opposites can coexist, that strength lies in unity. They are emblems of adaptability, half in one world, half in another. Their rarity lies in their balance, neither fully beast of land nor sea, but a living bridge. They endure in memory because they unite imagery, myth, and possibility. Their majesty flows not only from beauty but from symbol. They embody the possibility of crossing boundaries, of thriving between worlds. Hippocampi remind us that imagination makes hybrids real, that dreams craft creatures as wondrous as waves. The kelpie is a shape-shifting water demon, usually appearing as a horse. Lurking in rivers and lakes, it lures riders onto its back, only to drag them beneath. Its mane drips constantly, and its strength is unmatched in water. Yet beyond legend, kelpies embody mystery. Their ability to shift form means they are never quite trusted. Their true appearance a writhing mass of waterweed and scales. Their rarity lies in deception. Unlike hippocampi, who unite worlds, kelpies conceal intent, beauty masking hunger. To imagine one is to see a horse standing by misty water, mane glistening unnaturally, eyes too deep, hooves sinking into riverbanks. Their presence unsettles, beauty turned peril. In dreams, kelpies embody illusions, the dangers of trust misplaced. They remind us that not all paths glitter with truth, that caution guards the heart. Their majesty lies in darkness. They are rare not because they are unseen, but because they are unpredictable, shifting forms to trick. Their presence in lore is a warning, their beauty a mask. Kelpies endure as symbols of vigilance, guardians of water that punish recklessness, teaching that trust must be earned, never assumed. Dugbogs are swamp-dwelling creatures resembling logs, camouflaged among reeds and mud. Their sharp teeth make them predators of small animals, even snapping at unwary ankles of travelers. They embody deception of stillness, appearing lifeless until danger strikes. Their rarity lies in camouflage, blending so fully with surroundings that they seem absent until too late. To imagine one is to walk through marshes, stepping past driftwood, only to see logs move with sudden hunger. Water ripples, mud stirs, silence shatters. In dreams, dugbogs embody hidden dangers. They remind us that not all threats announce themselves, that even stillness may conceal menace. Yet they also symbolize patience, creatures that wait, conserving energy until the right moment. Their majesty is subtle. Unlike serpents or sea monsters, dugbogs do not inspire awe through scale, but through mastery of concealment. They are lessons in vigilance, guardians of swamps, proof that beauty of rarity can lie in mimicry. They endure in legend as reminders of caution in overlooked places, that even ordinary logs may hide teeth. Dugbogs teach respect for quiet waters, urging travelers to tread lightly in realms where stillness conceals life. Grindylows, pale green water demons with long fingers, inhabit lakes and marshes. Though small, their strength lies in grip, dragging victims beneath. Variations exist across regions, some more mischievous than malicious. In the Black Lake, Harry encountered them during the Triwizard Tournament, their sharp teeth and clutching hands menacing in swarms. Yet elsewhere, they appear as tricksters, tugging at nets or splashing travelers rather than killing. Their rarity lies in variation, the way one species embodies multiple personalities across places. They are reminders that identity shifts with environment. To imagine Grindylows is to see pale shapes darting in water, hands stretching like tendrils, eyes gleaming with intent. Their presence unsettles, reminding swimmers that lakes may clutch back. In dreams, they embody anxiety of entanglement, the fear of being held down. Yet they also symbolize adaptability, the way one form can wear many roles. Their majesty flows from complexity, from being both menace and mischief. Grindylows endure as symbols of diversity and danger, reminders that rarity lies not only in scarcity but in the many ways a single creature can appear. Jarvies resemble oversized ferrets, but with one startling trait. They can speak in short, harsh bursts. Their speech is crude, often insults or curses, echoing human words in mocking tones. Though amusing, Jarvies are skilled hunters of gnomes, making them useful to wizards. Their rarity lies in mimicry creatures that blur line between beast and being. To imagine one is to see a ferret darting through grass, tail flashing, jaws snapping, words spilling between growls. Their presence is chaotic, a mix of animal energy and unsettling intellect. In dreams, Jarvies embody unpredictability. They remind us that not all voices comfort, that laughter can bite, yet they also symbolize humor. In wildness, mischief turned companionship. Their majesty lies not in size or danger, but in voice, the ability to echo humanity. They are rare because they unsettle, feral and familiar at once. Jarvies endure as living jokes, proof that wonder can laugh as easily as it can awe. They remind us that even in wild places, echoes of ourselves emerge, twisted into strange magical forms. The thunderbird, native to North America, is a majestic storm-summoning bird. With wings that span wide enough to darken skies, its flight stirs storms, thunder rolling in rhythm with each beat. Its feathers glimmer with shifting colors, reflecting light like storm clouds edged with lightning. Legends tell of thunderbirds sensing danger, warning of threats before they arrive. At Ilvermorny, the thunderbird was honored as one of the 4 house symbols, representing soul and adventure. It embodied journeys into unknown, hearts that long to wander. To imagine one is to see skies flicker as wings rise, hear thunder crash not from storm but from creature itself, and feel wind surge with unseen power. In dreams, thunderbirds embody freedom, vastness of possibility. They remind us that journeys can spark storms, yet storms cleanse skies for new light. Their rarity lies in scale creatures so vast they reshape weather itself. They endure not simply as birds, but as forces of nature given form. Thunderbirds remain legends of awe, their majesty woven into stormlight. They teach that power can protect as well as destroy, and that wonder thrives in skies untamed. The horned serpent, also native to North America, is a large water-dwelling snake, adorned with a shining jewel upon its head. Its scales shimmer like rippling water, and its gaze is piercing, said to hold wisdom. Legends hold that it communicates through dreams, speaking in visions to those it favors. Its jewel glows softly, guiding seekers toward knowledge, yet it defends itself fiercely if disrespected. At Ilvermorny, the horned serpent represented mind, chosen by students drawn to knowledge and curiosity. Its presence ties intellect to reverence, wisdom drawn from depths. To imagine one is to see coils glisten beneath still waters, jewel glowing like moonlight reflected on surface, eyes unblinking yet calm. In dreams, horned serpents embody intuition, the pull toward inner truths. They remind us that wisdom requires patience, that knowledge emerges slowly like ripples spreading outward. Their rarity lies in sacredness seldom seen, always revered. They are legends not only of beast but of mind, symbols of pursuit of truth. Horned serpents endure as guides of imagination, voices whispering through water and thought. Their majesty lies in serenity, stormless yet powerful, guardians of knowledge beneath still lakes. The Wampus cat is a legendary feline of the American South, described as sleek and muscular, with glowing eyes that pierce darkness. Agile and fierce, it moves like shadow, hunting with intelligence. Tales tell of its resistance to magical attacks, making it formidable even for skilled wizards. Its speed and cunning mark it as predator unmatched, blending stealth and strength. At Ilvermorny, the Wampus cat was honored as a house symbol, representing body and warriors. It embodied courage, resilience, and physical skill. To imagine one is to see eyes glint in underbrush, hear silence broken only by faint padding of paws, sense presence of hunter unseen. In dreams, Wampus cats embody vigilance, instincts sharpened. They remind us that body and courage are gifts, that strength lies in readiness. Their rarity lies in balance, predator and protector, feared and revered. They are legends of endurance, teaching respect for wildness and its watchful guardians. Wampus cats endure as emblems of courage, symbols of primal power woven into culture. Their majesty lies in form both fierce and graceful, embodiment of body's might and soul's ferocity. The hide-behind is a mischievous creature of North American woods, known for its uncanny ability to remain unseen. Whenever someone turns to look, it hides instantly, slipping just out of sight. Its presence unsettles, for though never glimpsed, it leaves evidence: rustling leaves, faint laughter, sudden chills. Legends hold that it preys on the unwary, dragging them into forests. Wizards crafted counter-charms, though many believe hide-behinds simply thrive on mystery, feeding on fear of what lurks unseen. To imagine one is to walk in forest, always sensing eyes on back, turning to find only emptiness. Its presence is absence, menace by invisibility. In dreams, hide-behinds embody paranoia, the anxiety of what cannot be proven, yet they also symbolize wonder, the unseen possibilities behind every shadow. Their rarity lies in secrecy never seen, always felt. They endure as stories whispered by firelight, cautionary tales of woods. The hide-behind's majesty lies in subtlety. It teaches that fear does not need form to exist, that imagination itself can summon monsters. It is legend not of sight, but of sense, proof that unseen worlds linger just beyond vision. The snallygaster is a dragon-like beast of American folklore, with metallic beak and razor talons. Its wings beat storms, and its shriek carries across mountains. Legends describe it preying upon livestock, even humans, swooping silently before unleashing chaos. Hunters feared its sudden attacks, and entire communities shared tales of warding it away. Wizards classify it as a magical beast, but its rarity makes study elusive. Some describe reptilian scales, others feathered wings. Its form varies with stories, each sighting adding to its myth. To imagine one is to hear metallic cry echo in valleys, wings shattering silence, shadow covering fields below. In dreams, snallygasters embody intrusion, sudden chaos that arrives unbidden. Yet they also symbolize resilience, for communities bond through tales of survival. Their rarity lies in inconsistency, creatures that refuse to be pinned down. They endure not only as beasts, but as folklore alive, stories shifting with every retelling. The snallygaster's majesty flows from terror and awe, blending dragon and bird, myth and memory. It remains symbol of untamed wilderness, a reminder that imagination crafts legends stronger than fact. The chupacabra, appearing in Fantastic Beasts, The Crimes of Grindelwald, is a small yet unsettling creature. Its body is spiny, with multiple limbs and a jaw filled with sharp teeth. Unlike folklore versions, this depiction emphasizes strangeness over menace. It is carnivorous, drawn to blood, embodying hunger that unsettles. Yet, in Newt Scamander's care, one became oddly endearing, clinging loyally despite its sharp exterior. The chupacabra's legend extends from Latin American folklore, where it stalks livestock at night, leaving drained carcasses. Its myth spread quickly, blending fear of predators with superstition. To imagine one is to see small, spined silhouette moving in shadows, glowing eyes blinking rapidly, teeth flashing in moonlight. In dreams, chupacabras embody distrust, the sense that danger hides even in small frames. Yet they also symbolize adaptability, creatures surviving across borders of story and truth. Their rarity lies in mythology itself, legends that travel across lands, shifting with each telling. They endure not only as beasts but as cultural memory, reflections of fear turned folklore. The chupacabra's majesty lies in resilience. From terrifying predator to curious companion, it embodies how myths evolve, creatures transformed by both fear and fascination. The Yeti, or abominable snowman, roams the snowy peaks of Tibet, towering and shaggy, with white fur blending into blizzards. It embodies isolation and endurance. Legends describe them as territorial but not inherently violent, guarding mountains from intruders. Their strength is immense, their survival unmatched in harshest cold. Wizards classify yetis as dangerous, though stories hint at gentler sides, solitary wanderers, guardians of peaks. To imagine one is to see silhouette against snow, hear crunch of massive footsteps, feel cold sharpen as presence approaches. Their breath steams, their fur glistens with frost. In dreams, yetis embody solitude, strength of surviving alone. They remind us that silence can be sacred, that endurance itself is majesty. Their rarity lies in remoteness. Few climb peaks high enough to encounter them, and fewer return. They are legends of distance, embodiments of places untouched. Yetis endure as figures of both fear and respect, their presence woven into snow and silence. Their majesty lies not in terror, but in vastness, proof that even mountains hold guardians, unseen yet eternal. The Mapinguari is a South American legend, described as a giant sloth-like beast with matted fur and single glaring eye. Some tales claim its mouth lies on its stomach, a grotesque reminder of its otherness. It is said to emit a foul stench and piercing roar, scaring away hunters. Forests tremble as it moves, trees cracking under its weight. Wizards classify it as rare and poorly studied, its sightings fleeting. Its form shifts between tales, some monstrous, others more beast-like. To imagine one is to hear forest fall silent, then roar splitting air, a massive shadow shifting between trees. In dreams, Mapinguaras embody mystery of wilderness, power of forests too vast to tame. They remind us that jungles guard secrets, that legends are born from places untouched. Their rarity lies in myth itself, creatures seen only in glimpses, their existence straddling line between story and truth. The Mapinguari's majesty is awe of scale, reminder that world holds beasts beyond imagination. They endure as whispers of rainforest, guardians of green labyrinths, symbols of wildness that resists control. The Nundu is among the most dangerous creatures alive. Resembling a massive leopard, it moves silently despite size, its breath spreading disease lethal enough to wipe out villages. Its rarity is tied to danger. Subduing one requires hundreds of skilled wizards working together. Its stealth and lethality make it nearly untouchable. Yet in Newt's commander's care, one was tamed gently, proof that even most fearsome can respond to compassion. To imagine a Nundu is to see spotted fur ripple through tall grass, breath shimmering faintly, silence heavy as predator moves unseen. In dreams, Nundus embody dread of invisible threats, yet they also symbolize healing through care, that even danger may be softened by patience. Their majesty lies in contradiction, death carried in breath, beauty worn as pelt. They are rare not only for scarcity but for impossibility of mastery. Nundus endure as living paradoxes, embodiments of power and fragility. They remind us that control is illusion, that awe demands humility. In their silent steps, legends walk, unseen but always near. The Zouwu is a colossal, cat-like beast from Chinese legend, covered in multicolored fur and flowing mane. Despite fierce appearance, it is gentle when treated with kindness. Its size is enormous, able to cross 1,000 miles in a day. When unleashed in Paris, its movements shook streets, yet it purred under Newt Scamander's care, tamed by toys and patience. The Zouwu embodies wonder untamed, majesty of myth alive. Its rarity lies in its grandeur, seldom seen beyond distant lands. To imagine one is to see fur shimmer in rainbow hues, whiskers trailing sparks, paws pounding ground like thunder yet landing softly. In dreams, Zouwus embody joy, vastness of possibility. They remind us that strength need not equal ferocity, that gentleness may dwell in giants. Their majesty flows from paradox colossal, swift, terrifying, yet playful as kitten. They endure as emblems of balance, proof that legends can inspire awe without fear. The Zouwu's presence teaches that wonder transcends boundaries, that beauty may roar yet also comfort. They are legends of color and kindness, guardians of imagination's wildest edges. The banshee is a spectral woman with flowing hair and a voice that chills the soul. Known for her wail, she foretells death, her cry carrying across moors and valleys. Pale and haunting, her presence signals endings, not through violence but prophecy. Wizards fear banshees, not for attack, but for inevitability. Her voice is omen, marking time's turning. Though terrifying, she embodies truth, inevitability of mortality. To imagine one is to hear keening echo in wind, hair streaming as figure drifts along hillsides, eyes hollow yet knowing. In dreams, banshees embody endings. They remind us that sorrow is part of life's rhythm, that cries prepare us for change, yet they also symbolize cleansing, grief-clearing path for renewal. Their rarity lies in omen itself, seldom seen, always remembered. They endure not as aggressors, but as voices of fate. The banshee's majesty lies in voice, power to pierce silence with truth. She is legend not of terror alone, but of acceptance, teaching that even sorrow carries wisdom. Her cry is reminder that life's fragility is also its beauty. Ghosts fill the wizarding world with lingering presence. They are echoes of souls bound by unfinished business, transparent forms drifting through corridors and fields. At Hogwarts, nearly headless Nick, the fat friar, and others remind students that death need not mean absence. They offer guidance, humor, and history. Yet ghosts embody choice, for only those unwilling to move on remain. Their pale forms shimmer, more shadow than substance, voices soft yet enduring. To imagine one is to see translucent figure pass through wall, air colder in their wake, whispers echoing faintly. In dreams, ghosts embody memory. They remind us that past never vanishes fully, that loved ones linger in stories, lessons, laughter. They are symbols of continuity, binding present to history. Their rarity lies in persistence, not all return, only those bound by need. They endure not as terrors but as storytellers, keepers of unfinished songs. The majesty of ghosts lies in bittersweetness. They embody both sorrow and comfort, proof that endings are not always final. Their presence reassures. Though life ends, love and memory linger like soft light in shadowed halls. Poltergeists differ from ghosts, for they were never human. They are forces of chaos given form, spirits of mischief that thrive in disorder. Peeves, Hogwarts' infamous poltergeist, embodies this, scattering chaos with glee. Unlike ghosts, poltergeists interact heavily with the physical world. They hurl objects, slam doors, and cause uproar wherever energy stirs. Their existence seems tied to collective emotion, feeding on turmoil and laughter alike. To imagine one is to hear sudden bang of armor falling, chalk scribbling on walls by unseen hand, or cruel laughter echoing through empty corridors. In dreams, poltergeists embody disruption. They remind us that not all spirits comfort, that some stir chaos to force growth or reveal cracks, yet they also symbolize playfulness, trickster energy that refuses silence. Their rarity lies in contradiction, spirits without origin, existing only in turbulence. They endure as legends because they embody unpredictability itself. The majesty of poltergeist lies in energy. They are not bound by sorrow or longing, but by laughter, anger, noise. Peeves proves that mischief can achieve immortality, that even chaos has place in story. They are reminders that not all mysteries must be solemn. Some laugh eternally. Dementors are cloaked horrors, draining warmth and joy. Their breath chills air, their touch siphons hope, and their kiss steals soul itself. Yet beyond terror, Dementors embody despair. They are not predators of flesh, but of spirit, feeding on happiness until none remains. Their presence reflects darkest emotions made form. To imagine one is to feel light vanish, air freezing, laughter silenced, as towering hooded figure glides forward, unseen face hidden in shadow. In dreams, Dementors embody depression and fear. They remind us that darkness can smother, yet also that light a Patronus can pierce shadow. They symbolize resilience, that joy can be weapon. Their rarity lies in horror itself. Few creatures inspire dread so complete, yet they endure as symbols, not merely monsters but embodiments of inner struggle. The majesty of Dementors lies in lesson they teach, that even despair can be faced. They are reminders that hope's flame shines brightest against darkest void. In resisting them, wizards discover strength they never knew. Dementors endure as legends not of power but of challenge, forces that shape courage. Their presence lingers as caution and as truth. Despair exists, but so does light. The Patronus is no ordinary creature but a conjured guardian of pure positive energy. Shaped by happiest memories, it takes form of animal unique to Castor. For Harry, a stag. For Hermione, an otter. For Snape, a doe. Each reflects soul's truth, revealing deeper than words could. To imagine one is to see silver light erupt from wand, shimmering animal galloping, soaring, or darting, radiating warmth. Darkness scatters as it charges forward. In dreams, Patronuses embody hope. They remind us that light is within, summoned by memory of joy. They are symbols of resilience, courage manifest as living brilliance. Their rarity lies in purity. Few can conjure full corporeal Patronus, fewer still maintain it. They endure as proof that happiness is power. The majesty of Patronuses lies in intimacy, each unique, each revealing soul's hidden self. They are not beasts of wilderness, but reflections of heart, rare guardians born of memory. Patronuses endure as whispers of joy made tangible, teaching that even in sorrow, light can take shape. They are reminders that strength lies not in muscle, but in memory's warmth. Living portraits, though not creatures of flesh, hold personality and movement. Crafted by enchantment, they echo those they depict, speaking with memories of original. At Hogwarts, portraits fill corridors with chatter, gossip, and guidance. Headmasters' frames preserve wisdom, offering advice to successors long after death. Though limited, they embody continuation of presence. They are not ghosts, yet they echo lives, bridging past and present. To imagine one is to see painted figure step between frames, whisper secrets, or doze in gilded chair, eyes following with uncanny life. In dreams, living portraits embody legacy. They remind us that actions endure beyond life, captured in more than memory. They symbolize immortality of influence. Their rarity lies in artistry enchantment's complex, paint imbued with fragments of essence. They endure not merely as art, but as presence. The majesty of living portraits lies in continuity. They are reminders that lives ripple onward, that wisdom may guide even after voice falls silent. They embody beauty of remembrance, blending art and soul. Living portraits endure as whispers of eternity, proof that life may echo in unexpected ways. They are treasures of culture, guardians of memory framed in color. Death Day celebrations mark anniversaries of passing, where ghosts gather in somber feasts of rotting food and mournful music. These events reveal community among spirits, their own traditions, Harry witnessed one hosted by nearly headless Nick, tables laden with spoiled delicacies, air filled with cold, ethereal sound. Though unsettling, it reflected continuity of existence beyond life. To imagine one is to see ballroom filled with shimmering forms, music low and haunting, laughter tinged with sorrow, candles coldly glowing. In dreams, Death Day feasts embody remembrance. They remind us that grief can be shared, that community softens sorrow. They symbolize honor of lives past. Their rarity lies in glimpse of spirit society hidden from living, revealed only through invitation. They endure not as legends of fear, but of culture. The majesty of Death Day feasts lies in perspective. They show that even after life ends, rituals continue, bonds endure. They embody humanity's longing for connection eternal. These gatherings endure as quiet mysteries, celebrations of absence and presence alike. They remind us that death need not sever community, that even in shadows, companionship persists. The inferious is corpse reanimated by dark magic, obedient to caster's will. Unlike zombies of muggle lore, inferi lack thought, moving only to destroy as commanded. Their horror lies in emptiness, bodies moving without soul, eyes dull, skin gray. Encountering them is to face violation of death's peace. To imagine one is to see water churn as corpses rise, arms clawing, silence broken by splashes. Their movement is mechanical, relentless, soulless. In dreams, inferi embody fear of loss of control, dread of body without mind. They remind us that soul is essence, that without it, flesh is shadow. Their rarity lies in taboo. Creating inferi is act forbidden, tied to darkest spells. They endure as warnings, not common creatures but abominations. The majesty of their legend lies not in beauty but in terror. They are reminders of sanctity of life, of lines that must not be crossed. Inferi endure in lore as lessons of limits, proof that mastery of death brings horror. They are not simply monsters, but reflections of hubris, warnings whispered by still waters where corpses wait to rise. Though basilisk was detailed earlier, legends extend far. Created by dark wizard breeding chicken egg under toad, basilisk emerges as serpent of death, its gaze lethal, venom unmatched. Myths spread globally, each with variations, serpents of desert, jungle, cavern. Some tales describe creatures small yet deadly, others colossal rulers of underground. Their rarity lies in impossibility. Few survive encounters, fewer still breed such monstrosity. Basilisks are not natural but wrought of hubris. To imagine one is to walk in tunnels, hear hiss echo, feel air thicken with dread, before glowing eyes pierce dark. In dreams, basilisks embody forbidden creation, the danger of twisting life unnaturally. They remind us that pursuit of power unchecked breeds ruin. Their majesty lies in paradox beauty of serpent, lethality of gaze. They are reminders of fragility of life before arrogance of man. Basilisks endure as ultimate caution, serpents whose legend persists because fear ensures memory. They are proof that monsters can be born not of nature but of choice, creatures tied to warnings eternal. Shadow serpents are lesser-known myths, snakes formed of darkness itself, said to slither from corners where light fails. Their bodies appear translucent, scales glistening faintly like ink in water. Legends claim they feed not on flesh but on warmth, leaving rooms colder with every coil. Some describe them curling around sleepers, whispering fears until morning. Wizards dispute their existence, yet tales spread of serpents darting through shadows at edge of sight. To imagine one is to see darkness ripple, floor shifting as serpentine silhouette glides silently, eyes glowing faintly, breath-chilling air. In dreams, shadow serpents embody fear of unseen. They remind us that darkness itself can feel alive, that imagination paints dangers in absence of light. Yet they also symbolize resilience, for serpents shed skins, renewing endlessly. Their rarity lies in uncertainty. Are they real or thought-born? They endure because uncertainty itself sustains legend. The majesty of shadow serpents lies in mystery. They are creatures half believed, yet wholly feared, teaching that unknown shapes perception. Their legends slither eternally, hidden in corners of dream and waking alike. Bowtruckles are tiny, twig-like guardians of wand-wood trees. Standing no taller than a hand, they blend seamlessly with bark and leaves, resembling living sticks. Though small, bowtruckles are fiercely protective. With sharp fingers, they can scratch intruders, yet they are gentle to those who respect their trees. Newt Scamander often kept bowtruckles close, their loyalty unwavering once trust was gained. Their role in protecting magical woods makes them vital, linking wizarding world to living forests. To imagine one is to see twigs stir, eyes blinking from bark, branches shifting as creature emerges with quiet curiosity. In dreams, bowtruckles embody guardianship. They remind us that smallest protectors may be fiercest, that care need not roar to endure. They symbolize balance of strength and gentleness. Their rarity lies in subtlety, seldom seen unless one knows where to look. They endure not as beasts of terror but of quiet wonder. The majesty of bowtruckles lies in humility. They are protectors hidden in plain sight, reminders that guardianship often comes in delicate forms. They embody intimacy of forest, branches that breathe, trees that live, and magic rooted in wood itself. Puffskeins are soft, round creatures covered in fluffy fur, often kept as pets. They emit gentle humming, soothing those nearby. Docile and affectionate, puffskeins enjoy being cuddled. Their long, thin tongues seek food in unexpected places, making them mischievous but harmless. Wizards and children alike adore them. In shops like Weasley's Wizard Wheezes, miniature puffskeins, called pygmy puffs, became beloved companions. Their popularity stems from their charm, approachable nature, and gentle quirks. To imagine one is to hold warm ball of fur, hear faint hum vibrate softly, see round eyes blink contentedly. In dreams, puffskeins embody comfort. They remind us that warmth can be found in simplest companionship, that gentleness soothes weary heart. They symbolize innocence and joy. Their rarity lies in simplicity, creatures that ask little, yet give much. They endure not as beasts of legend, but as friends. The majesty of puffskeins lies in kindness. They are reminders that not all magic is grand or fearsome, that wonder dwells in small, fluffy hum of happiness. They are companions of peace, teaching that love is often quiet. Pygmy puffs are miniature versions of puffskeins, bred in bright colors like pink and purple. Sold in pet shops, they became wildly popular among students. Small enough to fit in palm, they squeak softly, rolling playfully. Owners often treat them as companions, decorating cages and carrying them proudly. Though less natural than puffskeins, pygmy puffs symbolize joy created intentionally, magic crafted for affection. To imagine one is to see tiny ball of fur bounce, squeaks blending with laughter, colors glowing softly in candlelight. In dreams, pygmy puffs embody playfulness. They remind us that joy may be crafted, that companionship can bloom even from smallest forms. Their rarity lies in delight, creatures designed to be adored. They endure not as legends but as beloved trends, cultural memories tied to youth. The majesty of pygmy puffs lies in simplicity of happiness. They embody whimsy, proof that magic may sparkle in laughter and softness. They remind us that wonder need not be rare or dangerous. Sometimes it hums in palm-sized pets. Flobberworms are thick, brown, worm-like creatures. Slow-moving and harmless, they feed mainly on lettuce, content to wriggle lazily. Though unremarkable, flobberworms teach humility. Their mucus has minor magical uses, soothing dry throats, proving that even least exciting creatures contribute. In classrooms, students often find them dull, yet they embody patience, life persisting quietly beneath soil. To imagine one is to see earth shift gently as brown form moves slowly, surface glistening faintly with harmless sheen. In dreams, flobberworms embody stillness. They remind us that purpose need not dazzle, that every life carries role. They symbolize humility, patience, and quiet persistence. Their rarity lies in disregard, overlooked, yet present. They endure not as myths, but as lessons in simplicity. The majesty of flobberworms lies in ordinariness. They are reminders that not all magic dazzles. Some nurtures gently. They teach that wonder may dwell in smallest, slowest lives, hidden beneath lettuce leaves, waiting to be noticed. Kiesels resemble cats, but with tufted ears and lion-like tails. Intelligent and discerning, they sense suspicious behavior, hissing at untrustworthy individuals. They make excellent companions for wizards. Loyal once bond is formed. Some, like Hermione's Crookshanks, embody Kiesel traits, intuition, courage, and fierce affection. Kniezels are valued not only for companionship but for guidance. They seem to navigate instinctively, leading owners safely through danger. To imagine one is to see feline form leap gracefully, tail swishing, eyes glowing with sharp intelligence, purr deep and resonant. In dreams, Kiesels embody discernment. They remind us that instincts guide, that trust in intuition is powerful. They symbolize loyalty sharpened by awareness. Their rarity lies in bond not all earn Knazel's trust. They endure as protectors of home and heart, companions who sense truths unseen. The majesty of Knazel's lies in their fusion of wild and tame. They embody magic woven into companionship, reminders that love sharpens perception. They are guardians of hearth, feline allies of wizarding world. Krups resemble Jack Russell Terriers but with forked tails, loyal and energetic. They are beloved pets in wizarding homes. Bred carefully to bond with wizards, Krups are playful yet protective. Their mischievous energy fills households with life, yet their fierce loyalty defends fiercely if needed. Their forked tails mark them unmistakably, symbols of magical adaptation in familiar form. To imagine one is to see small terrier bound across grass, forked tail wagging furiously, bark sharp yet joyful. In dreams, Krups embody loyalty. They remind us that companionship brings protection, that love may bound across fields with laughter. They symbolize joy found in everyday bonds. Their rarity lies in magical twist, familiar made wondrous. They endure as reminders that magic enriches ordinary life. The majesty of Krups lies in joy. They are companions whose devotion warms hearts, proof that magic thrives in wagging tails and playful barks. They embody everyday enchantment, teaching that wonder dwells at home. Diricals, resembling plump, dodo-like birds, carry gentle aura. They vanish when threatened, reappearing elsewhere unharmed. Muggles once knew them as dodos, believing them extinct. In truth, they survived through vanishing magic, hidden from eyes that sought their end. Their soft plumage and waddling steps inspire affection. They embody resilience, creatures surviving not by violence but by disappearance. To imagine one is to see plump bird vanish in shimmer of air, reappearing peacefully a short distance away, feathers rustling softly. In dreams, diricals embody escape. They remind us that survival may mean stepping aside, that gentleness endures through adaptation. They symbolize resilience disguised as vulnerability. Their rarity lies in secrecy thought gone, yet thriving unseen. They endure as legends of survival, creatures of hope. The majesty of diricals lies in irony. Extinction was illusion, survival hidden. They teach that disappearance may protect, that gentleness survives storms by stepping aside. They are emblems of quiet persistence, magic woven into soft feathers and silent escapes. Mooncalves are shy, pale creatures with large round eyes that open wide under full moon. Their bodies are smooth and soft, moving awkwardly in daylight but graceful at night. They emerge during moonlight to perform complex dances, leaving intricate patterns traced in fields. These markings, mysterious to muggles, delight wizards as signs of lunar beauty. Mooncalf dung, potent for magical herbology, adds to their quiet importance. To imagine one is to see pale figure twirl under silver glow, eyes shining, hooves tracing spirals across grass, night alive with rhythm. In dreams, mooncalves embody wonder. They remind us that beauty emerges in cycles, that night unveils hidden grace. They symbolize gentleness woven into cosmic rhythm. Their rarity lies in secrecy seldom seen by day, appearing only under lunar blessing. They endure as emblems of night's mysteries. The majesty of mooncalves lies in their dance. They embody harmony of earth and moon, proof that gentleness shines under silver light. They are whispers of magic in fields, quiet enchantments traced under stars. Baby nifflers, like their adult forms, are small furred creatures drawn to shiny objects. Unlike adults, they are more playful, tumbling clumsily as they chase treasures. Their fur comes in multiple colors, each tiny body radiating charm. Though mischievous, they enchant caregivers with boundless energy. Newt Scamander's collection of baby nifflers showcased chaos of joy creatures, scattering coins, jewelry, and laughter alike. To imagine one is to see small paws scrabble at coins, nose twitching, fur fluffing, as tiny body bounces with delight. In dreams, baby nifflers embody joy of play. They remind us that curiosity drives discovery, that mischief is often expression of life's brightness. They symbolize innocence woven into sparkle. Their rarity lies in youth fleeting stage, treasured for brevity. They endure as emblems of beginnings, small wonders destined to grow. The majesty of baby nifflers lies in laughter they summon. They embody chaos softened by innocence, teaching that wonder shines brightest when seen through playful eyes. They are treasures not of gold but of joy. Phoenixes, though discussed earlier, deserve return in theme of gentleness. Known for flames and song, their true gift is rebirth. When life ends, they burst into fire, only to rise again from ashes. Their tears heal. Their song inspires courage. Their presence warms hearts. They embody cycle of endings and beginnings. To imagine one is to see flames bloom, feathers consumed, yet from ash a chick emerges, soft and fragile, song faint yet hopeful. In dreams, phoenixes embody renewal. They remind us that endings are beginnings in disguise, that fire may cleanse as much as destroy. They symbolize eternity of cycles. Their rarity lies in resilience. Few creatures embody immortality through transformation. They endure as legends because they offer comfort, promise that loss is never final. The majesty of phoenixes lies in their rebirth. They are hope incarnate, fire that heals, song that soothes. They embody truth that gentleness survives flame, that love rises endlessly. Phoenixes endure as guardians of faith and renewal, whispering that no night is endless, no ending final. Their rebirth sings softly in hearts, guiding dreams toward dawn.